Welcome to another edition of Real Living Open House. My name is Paul Foss. I'm an agent broker associated with Real Living Barbera Associates based in Worcester. I work throughout the area in the small towns north of Worcester and would be happy to help you with any of your real estate needs. Today I have the pleasure of being able to show you a delightful home located in Westminster, Massachusetts. This is a very delightful town. We are located right on Route 2. Route 2 is a major east-west highway that goes pretty well the entire width of the state. From this point, it's pretty much uninterrupted highway going east all the way into the city of Boston. In addition, for people that may need to commute to the south, we're only a few miles away from Leominster, which is where Interstate 190 connects into Route 2, and you can jump on that highway and be down to Worcester and the surrounding highways in that area quite easily as well. Westminster is considered one of the nicest towns in north central part of the state. It has an outstanding school system. It's a small town feel. It's generally rural by nature, but it is close enough to the cities that there is suitable malls and shopping opportunities fairly close by. In Westminster itself, there is a fairly substantial mountain referred to as Mount Wachusett. Mount Wachusett is a ski area, obviously in the winter. It's also open for activities during the summer for hiking and climbing. It is perhaps only a couple miles from where we stand. Westminster also has a beautiful little town common, a number of restaurants, a very, very, very pleasant place. The house that we're going to show you today is very large. This is a big house. This is nearly 5,000 square feet in total. Actually, it's about 4,800 to be more exact. The house is only about 6 years old. It's in like new condition, and it is located in a very private and rural area. We're located on something more than 8 acres of property. 8 acres, that's a lot of space, and we have a private driveway that comes back. You cannot even see this house from the road. It's not remote, however. It is a road with a number of houses on it, and depending on the time of year and the foliage, you can see 4 or 5 houses from here, but when you drive by in a road, it's completely hidden. A long driveway comes into the property, and the house sits towards the back portion of the lot. The house itself is a colonial style. It's actually 3 living levels. When we go inside, of course, we'll take a much closer look. It has a full basement, and I'll point out many of the amenities inside the house once we go inside. Here, externally, one of the things I wanted to draw your attention to was a fairly unique heating system alternative. This house comes equipped with a wood boiler, and this entire house, all 4,800 square feet of it, can be heated directly from this external wood furnace. The way it works is it has a separate loop that's plumbed underground that goes into the house, and then through a heat exchanger transfers the heat to the house heating system. And as neat as it is to be able to heat your house entirely with wood, I just want to be careful to point out that that's simply a choice that you have. This wood boiler comes with the property, but if you don't want to mess around with the wood, you don't need to. There also is a traditional oil burner inside, and the house can be heated alternatively with oil for 100% of its needs. It's simply a choice, and it's a cost-effective one if you choose to take advantage of it. Let's go inside and take a quick look around. As I mentioned, this is a quite large house. We are in the main entryway at the front door, essentially, an open foyer area with a staircase that leads up to the second and ultimately up to the third floor, as this property has 3 full living levels in addition to a full basement. This main area on one side has a traditional dining room, a formal dining room that we'll be taking a look at. And there's actually so many rooms here, I'm not always quite sure what to call them. But the present owners refer to this room as the port room, I think by which side of the house it is on. The port room is at the front of the property, overlooking the front yard. You might notice that one of the architectural features of this house house is that most all of the archways are not squared off, but they're actually made into true arches. This is true throughout almost the entire property and makes this quite unique. You'll also notice that there are hardwood floors throughout the property inside the house. And as we continue, we come into the main living area, which is where the kitchen is attached to a informal dining room. The kitchen itself is quite nice, starting with custom cabinetry, which is very attractive, high-end appliances, Gen-Air refrigerators. We have a Gen-Air stovetop with downdraft of the ventilation built into the island, plenty of cabinets in the island. All the appliances themselves match, being stainless steel. The countertops themselves are also attractive. They are solid. They are near black in color. It matches very good with the light cabinets which are here. Behind me, there are built-ins, essentially additional cabinetry with glass fronts that are very decorative and attractive. Also a small area suitable for a chair, maybe a laptop computer, but a small work area, sort of part of the kitchen as well. We continue on into the main living room. Some people may think of it as a family room. This has beautiful Palladium-style windows out into the front yard. Also have a very attractive working real wood fireplace. Vaulted ceilings, very high. This makes the rooms feel very, very large. Adjacent to the family room, there is a bump out in the back of the house, which is a sunroom. What is unique here is that all three walls are, for practical purposes, entirely glass. There's tremendous light here. You'll see there's some very high-end shades so that you can tone it down a little bit when you need to. But this is just a gorgeous room to be able to relax and spend some time. This, like much of the downstairs, vaulted ceilings, probably 15, 18 feet high. In the sunroom, there is also a half of a bathroom. There is a second half bathroom downstairs. That also is where the washer and dryer is located on the main living level here in the first floor. A hallway that goes into the garage, the enclosed two-car garage. And now I'd like to take you upstairs and show you the master suite as well as the additional bedrooms. There is a foyer area again here that leads up to the third floor. There are a total of either 4 or 5 bedrooms, depending on how you want to use the space here. As I told you, it was quite large. And this room illustrates that extremely well. This is the master bedroom, master suite, if you will. It probably is close to 500 square feet all by itself. As there are throughout other places in this particular home, ceilings are vaulted, making it feel very large. 2 separate walk-in closets and a full master bathroom as well. Well, that wraps up the inside of the house. That's a lot of house. 5,000 square feet is a very, very large property. It gives somebody a lot of flexibility on how to use the floor space. I also wish to remind you again, this house is nearly new. It's been lived in for only about 5 years. It's about 6 years since it was constructed. The price for this property is $674,900. That is a lot of money, but you get an awful lot here. In Westminster, a very attractive location, very attractive town, a 4,800 square foot house on more than 8 acres of property actually represents a very, very nice value. This type of a house further east going towards Boston would quickly exceed $1 million, and in some of the more premier towns right outside the city, this house would be worth a couple $1 million. In addition, I'd like you to keep in mind that with today's interest rates being what they are, properties of this sort can be more affordable than you might think. Still have long-term interest rates for 30-year fixed loans for in a neighborhood of 3.5% to 4.5%, depending on whether you would be doing it as a traditional mortgage or whether you would be needing to go to a jumbo mortgage. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed looking around. If you feel that you would like more information, please feel free to contact me either by email or on my cell phone. I'd be happy to answer any additional questions you may have, as well as arrange for a personal showing if you'd like to come take a first-hand look at this really quite beautiful property. Thanks for watching Real Living Open House.